Almost 4 years after the release, was Need for Speed Payback a good Need for Speed installment, and is it still worth it in 2021? What's up everyone and welcome to a new video. My name is Omar with Real Gamer Review, and today we are reviewing Need for Speed Payback almost 4 years after its release. Before starting the video, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon, as it really helps the channel to develop and deliver more relevant content for you guys. The 23rd installment in the Need for Speed series, Need for Speed Payback, is an arcade racing video game developed by Ghost Games and published by Electronic Arts for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Payback is a racing game set in an open-world environment of Fortune Valley, a fictional version of Las Vegas, Nevada. Focused on action driving and has 3 playable characters, each with different set of skills, working together to pull off action movie-like sequences. We have Taylor Morgan, who is considered kind of the main character, and he mainly handles the circuit, drag, and sprint races. Next we have Sean McAllister, and this guy handles the drifting and off-road races. And lastly we have the tough Jessica Miller, and she mainly handles dangerous kind of delivery events that will usually contain police chases. As I mentioned before, there are some missions or events that will let you play with all 3 characters to pull off action movie-like sequences. Although those missions are interesting and fun to play, but unfortunately only a handful of those are available during the whole campaign. Discussing a bit more about the story without giving too much spoilers, you start the game by doing some sort of a secret mission, and as always with most games and movies, when you are close to accomplish it, you discover that you have been set up by the same person who gave you the task in the first place. And in our case, she is the fixer Lena Navarro, which is working for the super evil organization that are controlling all types of races in the city and some other stuff. And as you might have guessed, after a few events, you are out for revenge, or to be more accurate in this case, payback. And yeah, I forgot to mention, as usual with almost all of the Need for Speed series, you will start the game with a pretty cool car to play with, the prologue, and then you will be downgraded to the absolute worst car of the game to start with it your campaign. The overall story I wouldn't say great. Not bad would be a more accurate description for it. Yes, some of the action movie-like missions are pretty good and fun to play, but unfortunately, they are not that much to keep you interested. Instead, you will have a lot of usual Need for Speed type of races. The campaign features different types of leagues like races, off-road, drifts, drag, runner, and more. You participate in those leagues to progress through the campaign. The style of the leagues is a bit reminiscent of some of the old Need for Speed installments, where you will face the boss crew for like 3 to 4 races before you get to face the boss or the leader of the league itself. There are also some side events like sponsored time trials, where you are provided by a car by the sponsor to beat the time record. The game also features in the open world speed traps, speed and drift zones, jumps. There are various petrol stations around the map where you can fix any visual damage to your car when you pass through them. Also, there are some side bets that you can accept or decline for extra credits before each race, where you will be required to achieve some sort of a side challenge during the race, but be aware if you didn't achieve that goal during the race, some credits will be deducted from you after finishing it. Another point worth noting, there are dealerships for each different type of race. For example, there is race dealership and drift dealership. If you purchase an M3 from a race dealership, you will be only able to use it in regular races. If you want to use the M3 in drift races, you will have to purchase another one from the drift dealership. And this applies on all types of different races in the game. Every time you finish the race, you will be provided with 3 anonymous speed cards. Whichever one you choose, you will be awarded with an upgrade parts to your car. You can also further upgrade your car from the different tune-up shops scattered around the map. There is also a light live tuning that you can adjust while free roaming to modify the handling of your car. The game features a modest number of 74 different cars to choose from. I would say the number is not bad, but always with racing games, I can't stop myself from comparing the amount of cars with Forza Horizon series, as those guys usually feature 300 plus cars in their installments, especially in Forza Horizon 3 and 4. The car visual customization is one of the most annoying features in this game, in my opinion. and probably in most of the Need for Speed series, and that's because you need to achieve certain goals to unlock each part of the car to customize. For example, if you would like to customize the hood, you'll need to complete 3 jumps with a 3-star rating. And the same occurs for all different parts of the vehicle. So starting the game, you won't be able to visually customize any parts of your car. With the game being almost 4 years old, I would say it still looks pretty good in 2021. The visuals, lighting, and reflections are pretty good, with good attention to detail in each different car featured in the game. The footage captured in this video is from PC. The game looks pretty good as well on consoles, but of course it runs on 30 frames per second and did not get any new gen updates or enhancements as it's almost 4 years old. And EA Games allegedly don't care about updating and upgrading old games. Even their latest installment, Need for Speed Heat, didn't get any new gen update till the recording of this video. Which is a pretty good game, by the way. I have a review for it and it should show by now on the top right of the screen, and I'll provide a link for it in the description box below if you would like to check it. As always with most of the Need for Speed series, they do a pretty good job when it comes to the music and audio part. And this is still the case in this installment as well. I wouldn't say it is the greatest out there, but they did a good job to portray each different car sound. Mainly EA usually focus in Need for Speed games on giving cool car sounds rather than replicating the exact real car sound and audio. I'll leave you now with a few clips to check out for yourselves the audio for this game.
Here goes nothing.
Last chance, gotta step up my game. There we go. I'll never complain about watching the sunset from behind the wheel.
Air 7, you're out of excuses. We'll stay on that car.
But ma'am,
The house will be watching. You don't follow that car, you better find a different city to live in.
subject vehicle.
Jesus, this guy's insane!
Although EA games are pretty good with the Need for Speed series, but through the recent years it was hit and miss kind of situation when it came to the series, and unfortunately this installment was one of the misses. Don't get me wrong, it is definitely not a disaster, but I would say it is a mediocre Need for Speed installment. You will still get some fun from it, but you would easily forget it afterwards. If you would like to play this game, I would recommend trying to get it at a discounted price, or you can try it as well with the Xbox Game Pass instead of purchasing it. Alright, time to wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, then leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.